GHZ here. This is SKYDRONE Super X, and I've woken up from a long sleep. This thing's been asleep for quite some time. This is also the same exact drone as your Mould King Super X, and as you had a little glance there at the controller is exactly the same, besides the fact that it has a decal on it that says Super X. You have buttons on top, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and your left is your speed, and then headless mode, and then picture video mode, and then on the right hand side you have your flipping, and then off the top of my head I couldn't tell you what the other one does. This drone here is a little bit temperamental. It looks good. It looks really good. It looks a lot better than the Mould King, which is just all black with like orange around the front arms, kind of like the Phantom. But it's temperamental, but it's flyable. This drone here was in Kmart and retailed for, I believe, like 80 and change. And as you can see, it keep dropping and whatnot. That's the left throttle stick. Your left throttle stick, generally on a drone, the motors won't shut down unless you go all the way down on your left throttle stick. This, however, if you go close to all the way down, they'll shut down, which I'm not used to. I've only really ever flown this drone maybe 3 or 4 times, and I didn't realize or remember that it did that. So you definitely got to be aware of that. Definitely be careful, especially if you're close to the ground. Do not even get it close to all the way down, otherwise your motors are shutting down and there's a good possibility that you'll crash, and you don't want to crash with this. As far as flyability, I think it has gyro issues. What do I mean it has gyro issues? Well, I binded the controller to the drone on a pretty flat surface, and as this flies, it seems like it wants to pitch backwards. It seems like the pitching of the rear starts to get greater. So I think it has gyro issues, which leaves this to be a fairly docile flyer. You're able to fly it, but it's not buzzing around like I think it should. This drone's about the same size comparable. As you can see, it's pitching hard backwards and we're barely pitching forward. This is comparable to your Tarantula X6 as far as size and blades and motors, but we're going to bring this in here, get a catch on this, and I'm going to do a little trimming. I'm going to trim this all the way forward. I'm going to press the trim button all the way forward and see if we can get some speed underneath this. Because I'm not happy with the flight that I'm having right now. I like to fly. There you see the pitching's a bit greater. So if you're having issues, adjust the pitch rate forward. That's kind of my trick to fly in wind. There's really not much wind out here. Again, I think it's kind of a gyro issue. But then realize that once you've pitched this completely forward, your rear pitching is going to be next to none. So you're going to have to fly this constant forward, or accept the fact that it's going to come backwards really slow. Again, looks on this drone, it sold me. That's why I paid high retail for it. Did I get robbed? Yeah, I got pretty much robbed, because again, you can get the Mould King on eBay. At least you were able to. The Super X Mould King on eBay for around $30–40 tops, and that's fair price for this drone. As you can see, it has a decent amount of range, but again, we start to get into the issue with range. Not so much the range, but the left throttle stick. How does GHZ tell you to bring something down quick? If it's getting away from you and you want to bring it down quick, you down throttle and punch forward on your pitch. So down throttle left stick, forward on your right stick, and you can bring it back to you. This is not so easily able to do that because, again, the left throttle stick not going all the way down is shutting down the motors. So this is a little bit more difficult to get from high altitude. As you can see, it does have range on it. I did have it pretty high, but you're dealing with that left throttle stick where you're not all the way down. Like, generally, the only time a drone will shut down the motor is if you kill the throttle. You drop it all the way down. This one's killing the motors partial way down. So be aware of that, guys. All in all, I don't know. GHZ stamp of approval. Yeah, I give it a stamp of approval if you get it for $30–40. If you paid $80 on this, you got robbed, and you're probably not happy with it, and I'm not happy for you. I paid that price because it, bam, looks like Silver Surfer, a Silver Surfer drone. I was sold by the way it looked. But as far as what I paid, I didn't get bang for my buck, so to say. It is flying. It's alright. This did come with a camera. The camera is basically useless because it's a brush drone and it gives off a lot of vibration. So we don't even have the camera on it. It's definitely not going to be used for aerial photography. As you can see, there's your rocking horse. That horse, he ain't rocking. We're barely pitching forward, barely pitching backwards. There's your left to right. This doesn't have great pitching. If it did, it might be an excellent flyer. It might be on my top 10 because I like a big, no altitude hold, no GPS, full flight drone, and this had the opportunity to be that, but again, I think it has gyro issues. This does take a 3.7 volt battery. It is 2 batteries stacked on top of one another. So does that mean it's 7.4? No. Again, this is 2 3.7 volt batteries that go into this, and there's 2 plugs into it. If it was 2 batteries stacked on one another and there was 1 plug coming out of it, it would be a 7.4 volt 2 cell. Essentially, this is literally just 2 3.7 volt batteries, and bam, see? I didn't even kill the left stick all the way and we're in the grass. But that's a good reason to fly over grass because you're cushioning, you know you didn't break anything. But yeah, so the battery's a little bit weird on this. If you lose the battery for this or you lose the charger for this, you can charge each cord on this separately, or if you have a multi-charger for a 3.7, you can do it like that. Or again, if you have a bad battery, all you need to really do is take I'd take 2 500 milliamp an hour 3.7s, and as long as it's the same connection, just stack them on top of one another and plug it in. You'll be good to go. I mean, the funnels are nice. Those funnels were pretty nice. That's about the nicest thing this has going for it besides that metallic look is the funnels. All in all, J-Drone's giving this a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 flyer. Couple times that I did review it, maybe I reviewed it a little bit better than it was because I wanted more bang for my buck, and I really tried to like it, and I really overemphasized liking it. But after flying the Bugs 3 and flying other top-notch drones, and yeah, not thrilled with this, guys. So if you see this and you have to have it, get the one on eBay, the Mould King. This was Super X. Take care, and if you haven't subscribed, please do.